Good morning, channel. It's a beautiful morning in Minnesota. I've paddled straight across the lake and now I'm going to head over to the fishing pier where there should be a lot of litter to find. So let's head on over. As I was paddling my way over there, I passed a pair of goggles that were in the water, so I had to circle back and look for them. Of course, I couldn't find them right away. It took me probably 5 minutes to see them again, but I did find them, so let's pick them up. Let's guess and see which type of trash will have the most items picked up today. So, to start off, we have a chip bag. Next up, we have some pieces of foam from a wrapper. So let's count that. I'm just going to give that one tally. We've come around the bend and here is a beaver lodge. There's quite a lot of lily pads behind it, so we won't spend too much time here. And instead we're going to head straight over to the fishing pier. So one of my pet peeves is finding bait container lids. They're not attached to the container, so they end up in the water quite often. So let's tally our first bait lid. And we've got another snack wrapper here. Here's a piece of a plastic bag. Here we have our first plastic bottle. It still looks full, so I'm gonna go ahead and open the lid and empty it out. It's actually kind of full of clean water, surprisingly. I think it's just the outside of the bottle that's so dingy. And plastic bottle is on the board. And here's another bottle of water that's full, but it's not sinking. Must have just enough air in it to keep it afloat. And we'll tally another one per plastic bottle. And here we have a Skittles wrapper. Followed directly by a Keurig cup. I'm going to count that as another wrapper. This one's kind of hard to spot, but if you've been doing this as long as I have, you will notice that when you see circles in the water, it usually means it's a bottle floating upside down. So let's check one for bottle, even though this one's a glass bottle. And here's another candy wrapper. And off to my right, I'm picking up a pack of cigarettes. I'm going to count that as a wrapper as well. And after looking around, I spot a couple of bobbers. I'm heading down the shore and I see a plastic bag to pick up. Here's our third bobber. And our third plastic bag. Something hiding in the seaweed here. Let's pull it up. Ah, it's our first aluminum can. So we'll mark one down for a can. Here we've got a really large bobber. And that's followed by this other type of bobber. And some more plastic. Here is another bait container lid. This one is styrofoam. I'm heading into the corner here. The fishing pier is kind of like a letter T, so I'm expecting to find quite a bit kind of tucked away inside here. And here I've collected another bobber. Here's an easier retrieval of a can. We'll add that one to our tally. Boy, fishermen sure lose a lot of bobbers. Let's collect this one as well. I pull out this plastic bag and the label on it says it was for some cloth towels or terry cloth towels, but we'll add that to our plastic bag count. And just to the side of that, there's another full water bottle. This one was floating upright. There are some thirsty people at the fishing pier. It's just too bad they didn't take their water bottles with them when they left. And we have another bait container lid. This one is clear plastic. And you can see by my face here, I'm never very excited about picking up yucky things from the lake, but let's pick up this plastic bag, and there's actually 2 of them here. So let me grab this one and then I will pick up the next one. And checking up under the dock yields another plastic bottle. This one, someone had cut the top off and turned it around inside like kind of a filter, so I don't even want to guess what that was for. I've made my way around to the front of the fishing pier. It's quite deep here, so it's harder to see items that are down there, but of course we can see this blue bait container lid. And now coming around to the other side, my first item is a bait container, no lid this time. It's Canadian night crawlers. Not sure. Are Canadian night crawlers better than ours? I'm not going to count it as anything because I probably picked up the lid that it belonged to. Here's another bobber. And those hard to reach items, I often use my paddle to grab them, but it's often difficult to balance it without dropping it. But I retrieved this bait lid. Some more Canadian crawlers. The product says right on it, please do not litter. Huh. They know it's a problem, but they still make them. What else is in this crevice in the reeds? Not something we're going to count on our tally sheet, but it is a old tennis ball. And it's another plastic bag. And I'm still pulling things out of the reeds. This time it's the bait container itself. One more plastic bag out of the water. More items to retrieve. This time it's another can. So I've gone as far as I could go because it was all houses with docks up ahead, so I've turned around and headed back toward the fishing pier. There's now a gentleman on the pier, and he directs me to a bait container lid that I missed the first time around. I think my kayak must have been right over the top of it, so I didn't see it. So that was really nice of him to tell me where it was. He had seen me picking up trash along the shore there. So we had a nice conversation. Let's tally this bait lid. And we continued to chat for a while longer. He was telling me that he wanted to get out and do some magnet fishing, so I showed him that I have one, that I'd like to do that as well. And then we went on our way, and I continued back around the fishing pier for one last look. Now I'm taking my paddle a little bit deeper. I find this chip bag floating in the weeds. Another one for wrapper. And there's another bobber out here. I don't know how these fishermen are even attempting to fish with all the seaweed. This little bobber I pick up has some fishing line attached to it, so let's get all that fishing line pulled out of the lake as well. So this one is a fishing lure that looks like a real frog. I don't count it as a bobber though, but it's kind of cool. I make one more pass by the front of the fishing pier and pull out two more bait container lids. Here's the first one. And the second one. The boat ramp is also nearby, so I take a quick swing over that way, and I'm able to pull out these aluminum cans. Here's the first. And the second one. I think bobber could be winning. Someone had some beef jerky for a snack. I try not to forget that it is beautiful out on the lake. You just have to look at this reflection in the water to see that it's a beautiful day, and I'm lucky to be out here. Unfortunately, we didn't see any fun wildlife today, but if you be sure to subscribe to my channel, I'm sure there will be some fun animals in future episodes. So be sure to like today's episode and also subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And I've arrived back at our dock. I just take a minute to pull these dried weeds off of our boat's propeller. Let's unload the kayak and tally up one last time and see what we found. You can see that I've brought home a full kayak, no more room to store anything, so that was a good haul today. Let's line it all up. Here are the totals for today. Collected 5 cans, 6 bottles, 5 were plastic, 1 was glass, 9 plastic bags, total of 9 different kinds of wrappers, 10 bait lids, a couple of them I didn't catch on video, and 11 bobbers. Bobbers wins for the tally of the most things picked up today. And remember why I do what I do, it's all for lake's sake. I enjoy getting this out of the lake so we don't have to look at people's trash and the wildlife doesn't need to worry about it. And today's bonus content is a nice time lapse of some clouds rolling in. I always enjoy seeing the clouds build up on a nice hot summer day. Enjoy.